Check, 1, 2. Good.
Yo, it's the kid. If I'm looking a little bit pixelated or a little bit odd at the moment, it's because I'm battling with brickness. So hopefully it should improve. My internet is just being a little bit of a loser at the moment. Yeah, I can see right now it's a bit pixelated, but hopefully it should improve. But we're going to get it, so bear with me. Hopefully it will improve. So let me just tell you what's be happening on the show, and then you'll know. Because I can actually see this right now on my Twitch here. I look like a prehistoric T-Rex figure right now, but it is what it is. We'll get there. So we're going to be talking about Xavi as a manager. Xavi as a manager, should he be in or should he be out? More of the aftermath of what's happened with Barcelona. Xavi has come out and said that he will be judged by trophies. But the question are, should Barca still hold faith in Xavi, or should they just give him his matching orders right now and stop buying into the sentimentality of getting these great players to be managers? We're going to talk about Kante, some very distressing news. Eric, you're not going to like this. Eric, you're really not going to like this, Eric. We're hearing that Barca have put Kante as Sergio Busquets' replacement. What are Chelsea going to do? Are Barca really going to offer Kante what he needs and get him for next summer? Or are Chelsea going to fight hard and keep faith with one of their greatest ever players? Eric, we're going to have answers. Endrick is the big new shining kid right now. I think he scored he was the youngest player to score in Palmeiras history at 16 years of age, and at 16 he's already on Real Madrid's radar. This is said to be the next great player. Well, look at this feature, guys. This is said to be the next great player. So we're going to talk about what chances do Real Madrid have of signing Endrick, and should we really buy into the whole Endrick hype? Should it be hyped as much as Neymar? And then finally, we're gonna do some previews. Look at the games ahead. See what's happening in Serie, what's happening in La Liga, Premier League, and so forth. And look, guys, we're counting down. World Cup. Hopefully, you've been seeing the short World Cup vids I've been posting, where I do like a little bit of a segment, a little bit of a World Cup vid on different teams, as we're counting down the days to, of course, the opening of the World Cup, man, where the World Cup should be opening up very, very soon indeed, man. So, guys, as I said again, shout out to everybody in here as well. Okay, hopefully my internet should be improving very soon. I can see the bars are going up very slightly, but hopefully, please, bricknet. So, yeah, yes, we should be good now. Hopefully, we should be good. I should be out of the pixels now. Yeah. Yes, here we are. Well, we're good. Now we're good. Bombers, bricknets, wasting my money. So, guys, look, man, shout out to everybody in there. Shout out to the streets. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the Patreon dudes. Shout out to all the haters out there. And as I always say as well, let me see what I've got it here with me, man. So, guys, remember, man, the Discord is around. If you want to join the Discord, take out your phone and scan the QR code right there. I can't talk about football 24/7. So rap, rock, grunge, movies, comics, it's all up in that piece. Feel free if there's any movies you want to know about, come into the Discord chat so we can talk about anything that doesn't have to be football related now. So use the phone to scan the QR code to join the Discord. Join the Discord by scanning that QR code right up there in that piece. I remind you again, you bum-ass losers. So, like the vid, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, man, and if there's anything you want to add to the show, feel free to add in a super chat. Those dubs help us to give you that proper salini, man. You know what it is, man. We've got your boy, Ricardo, man. He's a new member of the whole thing, representing as Spain and giving us that Madrid real core thing, man. Aloha, aloha, aloha.
Who's Ricardo?
Ricardo is in school. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
I called you Ricardo. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. Paul, aka P, the P kid, LP, sorry, LP coming in through, man, with that real Spanish talk, man. And shout out to your boy V, man, Mr. Vero Games. There we go. Oh, wow, switch. He's in school. Your boy has switched to school right now and he's learning that UCLEs, man. He's learning UCLEs. Hopefully they're going soon. And my brother from another mother, man, my Chelsea brethren, they call him the greatest Chelsea analytical mind on planet Earth. They call him the guy who does all the exclusive news, Eric Romano, aka Eric That Kid, aka Ricchini. Eric, what's up, man? Guys, strong panel, and hopefully we're gonna have a nice, beautiful, amazing show, man. So, guys, let's get into it right now. So, guys, I'm gonna make an admission to you guys. It's one admission to you guys, and you might be shocked by how I say this. You'll be shocked, but bear with me.
Okay.
I do feel sorry for them. You see, have you heard the saying, never kick a dog when it's down? See, now, Eric may not really be with me on this, and I'm sure Eric wants to really drive the story because I know how Eric received it, but you know what? After the insults, the abuse, the mockery, I actually do feel sorry for Barcelona. Because when a person or anything takes so many L's consecutively, I actually don't take any pleasure and be like, ha, ha, ha. Afterwards, you're like, wow, okay, now I feel sorry for you. Like, I've laughed at you, I've mocked you, we've had the whole and everything, but now I feel sorry. So, Xavi. Because I think it was a nice argument that we had, you know. Look, I always love arguments. It was a nice back and forth. And it was interesting where I think because Yassi was saying that, no, Xavi is not to blame. That there are greater issues, that Xavi is actually the right man for the job. And I've always tried to explain this to people. Don't get caught in sentimentality. And this is the mistake that everyone always makes. They always make this mistake. They think that playing the game is the same as managing the game. And there is evidence to prove that is false. I can name you only 3 managers who are great players and great managers. In fact, the history of the game and all the great players, I can only name you 3. Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Zidane. And now with Zidane, I still think that Zidane is using a bit of witchcraft. So we still need to know about how he did that stuff. But for sure, Beckenbauer and your boy Cruyff. As those are guys who said that. What?
Ancelotti also.
Great players. As in guys who you would consider all-time greats. No, Ancelotti was very good, but you didn't say he was like a great... guys who are like iconic players, generational players.
Yeah.
So the name of where, because Beckenbauer, Cruyff, and your boy Zidane were seen as generational players, all-time players. So, but you could go down. Van Basten, they walk out. Maradona didn't walk out. Your boy John Barnes for England, he was an amazing player. It didn't work out. So there's so many players, and people keep thinking that, if you are amazing, you must make an amazing manager. Management is a totally different skill set. Because if you're a great player, you're just one piece. You're just one piece on the pitch. Even if you're an amazing piece, you're just one piece on the pitch. A manager, you're using a different part of your brain. Because the manager, he has to cater for all the pieces. Not just the one piece of who you're as a player, of all the pieces. And I think the Xavi thing was the same mistake that so many guys have made. Eric, is the same mistake that we made with Lampard. is the mistake that Liverpool are going to make with Gerrard. Liverpool will hire Gerrard. It will happen because people just want the romantic story, because they want the story of, wow, the great player achieved so many things. He came back and then he now was a great manager. But it doesn't always work that way, because I think you have to understand, and I have to keep on saying this to people, that management is a particular skill that doesn't really have that much to do with the player. Case in point, I remember when Pep Guardiola was playing. I fully remember that. Not to mention, I remember when that guy was playing, when Spain were like, they were okay, but this was before really Spain won the World Cup, but they were okay. Pep Guardiola was a poor man's Busquets. He was good. Pep was good. He wasn't amazing. I think Busquets was just a better version of what Pep was. But Pep as a manager, whew. So Pep will be remembered much more as a manager than what he did as a player. Ferguson, who knows what Ferguson's career was? Who knows what Mourinho didn't have a freaking playing career? Who knows what Arsene Wenger's playing career was? So all these guys who are some of the best managers in the world, we don't even know of their playing careers. Ancelotti, he was high, but he wasn't the best. He wasn't Paolo Rossi. He wasn't Baggio. He wasn't Del Piero. So it has been proven to us that we have to make this separation between managers and players. But I feel that people, that romantic story, it's too tempting. It's too tempting. It's like, oh, but Xavi, because they want, it's Disney Plus. It's Cinderella. Like when she basically kisses the shoe and then it sparkles away and then all that stuff and everything. Well, I haven't seen Cinderella in ages, but everything. But you can't go into the soul. Let me come to you, Paul, man. Paul, I mean, before I go to Paul, this is how I stand. Xavi is not the right man for the job. He had some good moments and everything. He's the right man for the job. Now think about this. Before I come to Paul, let me even add an extra source. When Pep came in, he came into a group that were far more talented than the Xavi group that came in. Pep, I believe, he just had, his calling was management and coaching. That was his true calling. Of course, he was a good player, but his true calling was coaching. But he had a bit of help because you had arguably one of the most talented players of all time in Messi. And you had a golden generation of Spanish players that won 3 trophies in a row. So not only do I think that Pep just has a natural talent for management that Xavi doesn't have, he came into a uniquely talented generation of Barca players that Xavi doesn't have. So, Paul, talk to me, man.
Well, first of all, I've said it. I've said this. I've said that Xavi. I've always defended Xavi, to be honest. Like, all my what I've always said was like this euphoria of sacking him and this thing. Like, calm down. But I do say the right man is not Xavi. The right man for Barcelona has always been Guardiola, and he left because the Rosell basically just make all his friends disappear from the club and left him alone and didn't support him, so he left. And in City, he has all his friends. He has a team that supports him, and etc. The right man for Barcelona always will be Guardiola. If there is a second man, that man is Luis Enrique, and he proved it. And the guy was genius in Barcelona. In fact, he has better numbers in his coaching career in Barcelona than Guardiola. And you can check that. And I'm not saying he's better. I'm just saying he has better numbers than him in win percentage. And I think Xavi has the potential, absolutely. And I think, obviously, if you give him time, he will work. But the problem is, first, Barcelona do not have time. Didn't have time. And second, it's just that I think it would be safer I respect the Barcelona's idea of the project and possession and everything, the style of play, and I get that. But it's not giving it away. It's just recover yourself, get out from your crisis, and once you're settled, start that project. But right now, they're not really playing their style of football. Not really. And they're not doing the academy thing. because they've done all these signings. What are the academy players? You could maybe name Pedri, which is not really academy player, but okay, he's young, whatever. Same with Gavi. Pablo Torre, he's not even playing. I don't know why. Ansu Fati, he's not playing, and I don't really understand why.
Injury tax.
I don't know, man. I think because Ansu Fati, I don't know if you know this. Right now, there has been news that Ansu Fati, if he doesn't play more in this season, he's thinking of leaving. Now, I guess it's a way of putting pressure, but he's right. I mean, I don't see how he can be not play 90 minutes or at least not try.
But one thing, okay, so your view is
okay, yeah,
Xavi is not the right man, and Pep is all because see, my thing is that you have to be realistic. You can't get Pep.
No, obviously.
because our friend below me has him imprisoned in Manchester currently, so it's not going to happen.
Manchester City. That's it. And you're not.
I'm above you. What do you mean in the league? I'm above you.
For the time being. Eric, are you going to allow me to say that?
Okay.
No comments.
No, but it's just that Guardiola is the man. But if you were to look for a guy, I think Xavi can be that man. But he's too soon. He's too soon. That's my opinion.
Vito, what are you saying about Xavi, Barca, their whole situation right now? Because I think Paul is on the money. Maybe he could be the right man in a few years, but how do you come from having no experience to coming into this Barca team who are in a crisis and just not have? Because you always want to give a guy as much help as you want. He's coming into a team that simply they don't have the kinds of players of the quality that they once had. So, what do you say, man? Keep faith in Xavi, or was this a mistake, or just sack the freaking dude?
I think Barca's turmoil is what's doing a discredit. It's not the manager. It's Barca and everything that's happening, the whole environment, the whole offseason, the whole transfer window, registering players, buying players. All that is not a great environment for any manager to work under, let alone him, right? So I think he was already pushing the boulder uphill to try and make things work. Now, I would agree that with Paul and with regards to Xavi being there too soon. I do think it's too soon because he walked into Barca in the state that they're in. But I think the reason why they went for him is because he played for the badge, because he's been there. How many other managers would go into that situation, right? So, and the managers before him, recent history, weren't succeeding either. So we're bringing in someone that has Barca blood, Barca DNA. They understands what's going on here, and can manage through this because an outsider.
But what does that mean? What does that mean? Barca DNA. But what does that mean? Are you or are you not a good manager? That DNA stuff doesn't mean anything, bro. Like this, this isn't I Am Legend, bro. This isn't iRobot, man. This when we're not dealing with like blood samples and everything, man. Like this is football.
It is football, but there's an understanding of what it means to play at Barca. There's an understanding of what it means to not be in the best situation, but live through it. And that's why I brought him up. That's why I brought it up in that way, because Barca was not an attractive place to go. Yes, the history, the heritage was great, but look at the turmoil this past offseason. I think they needed a manager, that's why I referenced. They needed a manager with that blood, with that DNA, to actually have to fight through the problems. Now, I would say Barca should show patience because you didn't set him up for success. And now you're just going to cut him out and say, we're going to go try something new. No, you didn't put him in a good situation to succeed. So write it out, see what he's made of, let him filter out who remains, who goes, who comes in, because he understands the standard that Barca is. Now, if they were to cut him, I think it falls on him with this being sentimental, being in love with the club, making decisions emotionally. Because if he was being logical, if he was being the manager thinking about my career, my long-term career, I'm hoping to do this for 15 years, most likely would have turned that job down. The same way you brought up Lampard. Lampard came in because, again, Chelsea were in turmoil. Chelsea couldn't buy players. Who loves the badge and who's going to deal with this crappy situation and get the best out of it? Lampard. Who's going to deal with Barca's situation as crappy it is and get us through it, get them through it?
Okay, so basically, so you wanted Lampard to stay at Chelsea?
I think Lampard was done dirty, but that's a conversation for another time.
Wow.
I think Man was done dirty.
No. That's a conversation that's never been had. It's never going to be had.
Never had. It should have happened because
no. Lampard was taken away, and
Lampard
I was responsible. I was carrying the pitchforks to get that guy out of my club.
It was too soon.
Eric, what to say? Sure.
Yeah, but I think Xavi should remain. I don't think you cut him out because there's something that
is he a good manager? So you say you're so. Do you think that there is a really amazing manager there?
Have we seen enough to say he's not a good manager? How good was Barca last year?
He's doing a good league, though. He's doing a good league.
No. Look, he's been decent and so forth, but
where would you have rated?
Okay, you know what I'll say?
Hold on, HH. Hold on.
Okay.
Before you're quick to say is he a good manager or not, let's look at the tools that he was working with last season.
No. Like, what I was saying to myself is that, okay, given the tools he had, so if you put Pep and gave him this situation right now,
you can't do that.
No. But it's going to your question though, because it's like, as much as I want to be like, is Xavi the right dude? Well, look at what he has to work with.
Somebody else. Don't use Pep because Pep is the top
use,
of the top.
Use Luis Enrique. He won in one season. In his first season, actually, he won like three trophies.
Yeah, well, MSN, it's like, but yes, he won three trophies, but then...
I don't buy that.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
Come on, man. MSN?
Why is PSG not winning?
My 10-year-old...
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, come on, Paul. We're comparing Nene, Sister Tax, with Mbappe, who already has money at Real Madrid, and a Messi towards the end of his career to pick Messi, pick Nene, and pick Cannibal Suarez.
Ney was great in the field, but he was a big problem in the locker room. And in that time, actually, if you research it, basically there was a big problem in the locker room with the veterans and a group, and when they disregarded the manager. In fact, they publicly said that Luis Enrique had no idea. In that season, they won three trophies. And so, okay, you can say obviously the MSN was a big factor, but no good player, no team doesn't matter the individualities it has. If it doesn't have a good coach, a good manager that can put the pieces together to work, are not going to win any trophy.
No. So 100%, I agree. Okay, let me actually come to Eric. So Eric, I know that you're happy to see Barca born in hell. I know that you received a lot of abuse and so forth. So you are. So what's it? So what are we having? We're having like vodka, white Russian. Are we having caviar? I mean, what's on the menu? I know that you had a cookout and you were like, yes. Let Barca suffer this filthy, stinking. I don't want to get my channel cancelled, but you can put in all the expletives and so forth. Side notes. I know this has nothing to do with anything. Guys, HBO Max is off the chain. HBO Max is absolutely incredible. Do you know that these guys have Spawn, Samurai Jack, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Tom and Jerry? Side notes. Eric, talk to me. Eric, talk to me.
I'm not. I might need a second. No. Yeah, look. I think Victor had a point about Lambert, but we'll leave it to the side. So we won't talk about it today. In terms of this whole thing, first of all, I'll say this: there is a middle ground for me. I think there are good managers who are good players. And they're now good managers. So there's somewhere in the middle where people are doing well, but obviously it's not like you don't get the extreme ends of things too often, where someone was such an amazing player and now they're such an amazing manager. So it's just normal, I think. But there are many good managers who are good ex-players, right? So that is something just to give those guys some credits with what they're doing.
But one of my points were great generational players.
Yeah, it's rare.
Very rare.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Barca is that I don't think things aren't happening at Barca. Nothing's happening at Barcelona, man. It is what it is, man.
Eric, why do you have
Look,
to crack that joke while I was drinking my bucket?
I'm just saying how I'm saying. I'm not a hating. I'm just saying how it is. I think HH is the hater here, even though he was trying to make it look as if it was such a big deal. Oh, what a transfer window! They got this player, they got that player, and that leads me into my point about Xavi, which is you're not good enough because look how much money you spent. Look at the players you have. So for me, there's no excuse. Yes, Barcelona are bad. The situation is bad. I get it. But do you really think that they should be doing what they're doing after spending the money they spent? I think they should be a little bit better. They shouldn't be in the same position that they were before. So that's an excuse for Xavi, in my opinion. I think he should be doing a little bit better. But he shouldn't because he's not good enough. He doesn't have the experience. But a Barcelona manager should be able to get more out of the players he has. And that is the main problem. So for me, if he gets sacked, it's fair, it's fine. You should give him time based on the fact that you're muted, Richard.
Oh, sorry. Good riddance. Good riddance. He deserves it if he gets sacked.
If he gets sacked, he deserves it. If he doesn't get,
Veso was speaking fluency. Veso was speaking fluency. Thank you. Eric, only me and Eric and Paul understand the language being spoken right now. Eric could continue to speak fluency.
I talk it very well.
Yeah. So if he gets sacked, it's fair because he's not doing a good enough job. But if he doesn't get sacked, it makes sense in my opinion, based on the fact that he's inexperienced. If he gets given time, then that makes it like you hire someone who is not experienced and you give them the time to learn on the job. That's the whole point. That's why the whole Lampard thing, I can agree when Victor says Lampard was done dirty. Because why do you bring someone who has no experience and then you sack them because they don't have experience?
Eric, we're given a freaking spy. Eric, do you remember how bad things were under that freaking dude? Eric, do you want to go back to that night? Eric,
he won
good things are. Eric, hold on. Eric, Rick, no, you know what? I'm actually going to call it Rick. Rick, check this out. Things are good. Remember how we suffered. Remember how we cried. Remember how I used to eat my face. I used to bite my own bones. That's how bad it was.
But it was bad before Lampard came in. That's the thing. Like, we had a transfer ban and nobody wanted to come in. We tried to get other people, but no other managers were trying to get the job. They were running away. So Lampard was the obvious option. He said yes, and we went with it. So it's a thing where why wasn't anybody else, really pushing for the job? Because every other CV manager knows that they don't have money to spend. Lampard is the kind of guy who is okay. I'll use what I have.
So in short, Barca messed up signing Xavi because his only experience is picking up sand pebbles in the desert. Is that what you're saying?
No, look. No, you can't.
Okay.
But I would argue
Xavi.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say I would argue almost every manager at a new level, at a developing level, would have struggled. But no manager that's established would have taken that job.
Thank you. That's the point. Like, people are missing what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying Lampard was the right decision to appoint Lampard. That's just crazy. How can you appoint if there's some dude called Lee Mason or actually Mason? No.
Eric, why did Lampard take the job? Why did Xavi take the job?
Yeah. If some
that's what's missing here. Xavi, why did you take the job knowing that it's not right to take the job? Lampard, why did you take the job and make me commit myself into freaking self-care? Why?
You know the answer here, Church. If Chelsea calls you up tomorrow and asks you to be manager, you say yes. So don't ask that kind of question.
No. I'll say
the reason is this.
How much are you? No. How much are you actually gonna? How much am I being paid? Because Eric, it's a money thing. So is it enough money for me to retire in Hawaii, pina coladas and some? Well, let's not.
No.
So you know what? Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
If it's enough money for me to retire in Hawaii and Honolulu with female entertainment, Fine, I'll take it.
You-
If it's
you
not enough
know-
money and so forth, no, I will not. So it's a Eric.
You know,
It's
Todd,
dependent on
isn't-
that check. That check
Look,
in.
we know when a club of the size of Chelsea call you up, man. We don't talk about the money first. You know the kind of cash that is involved, man. So let's not even get into that conversation.
Okay, wait.
Look,
Also, okay,
the point is that time will tell. I don't think it's easy to just say a definitive, conclusion now. We'll see if he gets given time. We'll see. Maybe he does something. If he gets sacked, fair enough. But it doesn't make sense to appoint him in the first place.
So before I take some Dubinsky's, because I have to go to the next one. Before I take some Dubinsky's, again, side notes, I don't need to derail it, but whenever things are in my mind, I just have to say them out. So side notes, there's nothing worse than being stuck in a video game. I just finished Final Fantasy IX last night. That boss was disgusting. And I'm still stuck on the final boss in God of War. I can't defeat that bomb ass Valkyrie.
Which God of War?
The latest God of War, Valkyrie. I can't
you
beat the
can.
Valkyrie. No, I can't. I can't. No, because I say, you know what, this is, and I think I didn't get enough of the special weapons, so I think I missed up on the special weapons. So you know what?
You're gonna.
I can't bomb as well.
I don't even know how. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you play 2 single-player games.
No.
That's true. That's true,
no. God of
actually.
War, no. I was playing. No, last time it was years ago. I got to this Valkyrie. She lubricated me. I was like, you know what? I think I'm actually missing some specific items. I said, screw this. So I'll go back to it and say, look, let me go, bro, Final Fantasy. Bro, this boss used like a weapon from like outer space and so forth. And everything. I was like, what? It's like, but look, but all I'm saying is that, guys, there's nothing worse than being stuck in a video game because that is all you think about all day. Hence why I say, I'm going to take a break from single-player games and just focus on Civilization and Animal Crossing. I'm going to go back to my farm on Animal Crossing, focus on Civilization, and so forth. So, again, last side note, the graphics on Modern Warfare 2, god damn, those graphics are guys, it's too real. Because I was watching it on Twitter saying, no, why do I want to play this? Guys, it's like you're in a real war. It's like, no, I don't want to be in a real war. Like, this is too real. Like, no, give me Halo. At least it's like space. This is too real, Okay, let's see what's going to say. Oz, shout out to your amigo, man. Hey, English Talents FC or King Charles' son. Have hope the extremely good-looking icon showing his age by forgetting names. Hashtag Dinosaur. And love the Drogba versus Henry vid. How about new gen versus old gen? For example, Mbappe versus Henry or Mount versus Lampard. Yeah, no. Trust me, I'll do those because there are a lot of comparison things that I'm doing and everything. So yeah, I will do those videos. Those comparative videos will be coming up very soon. Honestly, thank you for the kind words, man. Thank you, bastard. Adams, thank you for the dub, Adams. Big up Nene for standing up for my baller, Anthony. Some real football peasants showed themselves yesterday and tells Scholes to remove his daughter's toenails from his mouth before he talks to anybody.
You know the thing about this?
What?
When I was watching that game, I don't care if you do it like 2-3-0 up. Why are you doing it at 0-0?
Bro, but here's my thing so guys can't entertain? You see, what have we been saying? We don't have enough guys who are here to entertain us and so forth. Everybody is so obsessed with like result system. That's how you get guys like Vetso, with all due disrespect. That's how we get De Bruyne and Haaland, who are now on the face of Vogue, Essence, and so forth. Okay,
see,
because your system managers are destroying my game. Vetso, tell them to keep their place. I want this. I want the Salinis and the techniques. The Salinis and the techniques.
The problem is you don't see the technique with what KDB is doing actually. With
No,
the pass
I know what
and
his
with the
technique
spins
is.
that-
No. His technique is Papa Pep, what do I do, Papa Pep? Papa Pep, what do I do? Papa, hello, Papa Pep. Oh, hello, Papa Pep, can I speak?
You probably gave the same.
Pep says jump,
slander.
De Bruyne says how high. Pep says jump, De Bruyne says how high.
They work together. Pep's mind is then channeled through KDB's body. They work together.
Sure. Adams again. Even Pep can smell what Eric Ten Hag is cooking. Manchester era is finito HH with your... See, Eric. You're a dead manager looking like a broken... See, Oz, get your boy. You see, here's the thing. Oz,
This is
you,
false.
no, no, Oz,
We're not-
you
we're not
can't
that.
talk
We're not
to us when you've not sniffed a UCL in 6 years. I told you.
We're not
Me, Eric, and Paul, we speak fluent CL. We speak fluent CL. Now, Pep doesn't even know Pep doesn't even know how to say good morning in UCL. Oz, you haven't spoken it in like 6, 7 years. Veso, you don't even know how to say hello in UCL. me, Eric, and Paul, we are fluent in the language. Also, you've not spoken this in like 7 years, so you're a bit rusty. So I mean, Veso, like you don't even know the first word. You don't even know how to say hello in UCL.
Wait, HH, can you speak treble?
Listen.
What?
Can you speak treble?
Yes, I actually can actually. No. Let's say so. Hold on. No. I actually can because Eric, go back to those years where we got robbed.
Oh,
So
my.
yes, so yes, I can speak treble. Yeah, I can. Shout out to your boy Miguel Rabines. The reason why on Lampard, who else would have been managed with the transfer ban and no Hazard? Miguel is very simple. Lampard don't take the job. Wait and let someone else go in and fail and go in on it. Because listen now, Lampard, you've messed yourself up. Chelsea are not going to rehire you now. Because when you go in, you have to go in when you're fully ready, which is why Jared was like, no, when I'm manager of Liverpool, let's be fully ready. Because now, who are Chelsea ever going to go back in for Lampard? I was like, wait, you've already beat him. So
It's never. That was a once in a lifetime thing, man. Like no ex Chelsea player is gonna manage Chelsea again. I don't think. So it's easy to say he'll manage in the future, but it's not possible. It's most likely not.
OBJ, who's a Barca fan, any decent manager would do better than that overrated sideways passing matches known as Xavi. He ain't good. That's from a Barca fan. So wait, that's what you're going to say. This is from a Catalonian. What are you going to say?
What decent manager would have taken that job though? Right? They were looking for someone to take that job. A decent manager looked at that situation and said, "No, I'm not touching that." Xavi, for the love, was like, "I'm gonna take that on." And now he's getting punished for dealing with all the nonsense that was happening over there.
Okay,
Come on.
No. Also, we're gonna now talk real. So, Eric, is the mic working?
I was gonna say that I side with Bater, but no. In general,
you have to side with him.
I just because I wanted to say, even though I keep what I said, I maintain it, but I do agree that right now they should keep with Xavi. They should stay with him because they invested a lot of money and players and everything on him. So now
Paul.
No, having said this,
no, Paul. Do you know why I disagree with you? Look at the jersey you're wearing. You want to destroy them from the inside.
Don't compare it. I mean, don't compare it because in Madrid we're not expecting the same things that in Barca. So
he's not concerned with Barca, so he's not sabotaging. He's not poisoning.
Guys, we have to. No, it gets through. No, guys, it gets
I'm
through.
doing my honest take.
Eric, is your mic working? Eric, Eric?
Yes, yeah.
Guys, I'm sad. My heart is broken. It's like, how that girl in school. Shout out to Madison. How old was I? I think I was like 10. Madison, I think she was from Texas. She actually likes me and so forth, but it never wanted to be. So what if I went to Madison and say, hey, let's hook up and so forth? I could have been different. I could have been in Texas right now with a bunch of mixed race kids married to Madison.
She would be
so
going
forth.
to Barca.
So no, but my thing is this. So shout out to Madison, my 10-year-old sweetheart and so forth. My heart is broken. Eric, is your club really going to allow Kante to join Barcelona? Because the streets are saying that Kante is the Sergio Busquets replacement. Eric, are you going to allow one of Chelsea's greatest ever players to leave because of a bunch of injuries and because of fitness? Eric, are you going to allow your club for Kante to walk out with his bag through the front door? Eric, are you going to allow Golo K, the can kid, the nicest guy in the world, the guy who gave us a UCL, are you going to allow him to leave for Barcelona? Eric, is that how your club operates? Eric, is that how your club treats its legends? What?
Yes.
Nah, Eric, say it ain't so. The hell? Eric.
Chelsea don't treat the legends very well.
Oh, now you tell me.
Yeah, it's not a good track record. But look, it is what it is. I could shed a tear right now. I'm not happy.
I'm crying. You can't see me, but I'm already crying through my shades, man. So
yeah, I wanted Kante to retire. I was like, yeah, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. Just give him just extend his contract, give him a new contract, give him whatever he wants, and let him retire. But that's the emotional side. That emotions are not always sensible. You have to think about what is best for the club, and he can't replace Busquets, not because he's not a better player than Busquets. For me, he's better than Busquets. People can say whatever they want in the comments. I don't care. But he's not a DM. So I'm not sure I was going to put it in that position. But that's besides the point. Besides the point. The point is, I think the club have decided to move on from Kante. And I think they are justified.
Eric, I decided to stop you there. Because, it's good to move on. It's like, for instance, I divorce my wife. And you say, why do you divorce me? Well, there's this younger woman in much better shape than you, and you put on a few pounds. So therefore, I'm divorcing her to remarry this other girl. I'm not saying I did. I've heard people who've done that. So that's not me. I've heard people say that I'm divorcing you because you put on a few more pounds, and there's this younger girl with a much better body and so forth. It is what it is. Who are we moving on to? Eric, we can't divorce someone and now live single by ourselves without anything. If you divorce someone, you're going to someone else, either someone younger or, well, not too young, because, Eric. Well, you know what, Eric? So who are we moving on to?
My God.
I'm not going to even go on with that.
No, Eric, I went softly. So who are you moving on to?
Look, Kante is barely playing. He's not available most of the games, so it's almost like we won't miss his absence. We'll miss his absence based on what he did when he was actually playing, but because he's not playing most of the games, it's not a big deal based on that. So I'm just going to ignore some of these. I'm going to ignore some of the things I'm saying. Look, yeah. So it is what it is. I'm not happy. But it's looking like Kante is going to leave. And if he goes to Barca, I don't expect him to start playing more games. I don't expect him to start, doing amazingly and then win them the Champions League. So I don't think that's going to happen. But he might bite us in the back. He might. Who knows? It's happened before with the ex-Chelsea players, but it's just sad. But for me, man, it's I'm wearing his jersey right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Eric, let's see it. Eric, turn around. Let's see.
Look. All right, turn around.
Hey! You see?
Yeah, I got Kante on the back.
Eric, now why did you make me cry, man? Why did you make me cry?
Look, it is what I love the guy.
Eric, I don't like to cry. Why do you make me emotional now?
Look, it is what it is. Good things come to an end. Well, some good things come to an end. So this one, it looks like it's the end.
Wait, Eric. Yeah. Are you like writing it? Eric, have you heard of the thing called mental health? Is this like a tragedy or something? Where's your optimism?
No, look. I'm just talking about Kante right now.
So you want me to be like? So you want me to after this? You want me to now slash my wrist and so forth? Is that what you want me to freaking do? God damn.
No.
Now I know why you failed as a psychologist, man.
Okay. So Kante is yeah, he's gone. It is what it is. We have to move on. When Tuchel got sacked, I was telling you before, I wanted a certain Portuguese.
Wait. Who's that? Tuchel.
Dod merchant.
Who's that?
I think you remember him.
Wow.
I think you remember what happened last year. He's right there. That guy over there. Look, I wanted to get this Dod merchant, this Portuguese Dod merchant out of the door, okay? And I was hoping Tuchel would be the guy. He got sacked. It was a little bit surprising, not the biggest surprise in the world, but it was a little bit surprising, and we have to move on.
Okay, before I go to the Wizard of Oz, if Rice is the replacement for Kante, do you accept? Declan Rice.
Rice can't replace Kante. Kante is irreplaceable. But I do want Rice. I hope he will improve. He's quite young.
Hold on, basmati fried or jollof?
Have you ever eaten coconut rice? It's very nice.
That's quality. Coconut rice is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, really good. It's really good.
So,
wait, Paul, you've ever had coconut rice?
No.
Oh my gosh! Please, you have to get it. Coconut rice is, it's amazing. Yeah. Shout out to moms, man. Let me come to Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz, man. What do you think about Kante? Hey, didn't your club try to take him out at one point? Get your grubby paws off Kante and keep Scott McTominay and Fred Flintstone. So what are you saying about Kante? Do you think that Chelsea should just let him go and so forth, or what are you saying?
I was willing to
and if you say Kante is finished, I'll throw you out of this show. So.
No, I would have taken Kante. I don't think Kante is finished yet, at least. But we got the 5-time UCL winner, so I don't mind. But look, how many games have you played for y'all anyway? It's like 2, right?
2 games.
So why don't you just cut your losses?
Oh.
Because the thing, look, what you were saying about giving him a contract like 4
shows them how much loyalty you have here, man. You know.
What has he won? He's won a Prem. He's won a UCL.
So okay. So you're the type to stab your friends in the back with a knife, then I suppose.
I'm saying you cut your losses when you have to. I mean, you praise Ferguson for that.
So
you're like he knew exactly when everybody's time was up. I hate to break it to you, his time is up at Chelsea. You only get Kante when you're the finished article. When you're the finished article, Kante can do a job. But right now, Chelsea are in a rebuild. Like it or not, it's gonna take a while, and Kante's not gonna be part of that. I guarantee you, Graham Potter. I don't think he has any more plans for this guy. Unless you want to play him as a sub? I don't know. Maybe. I mean.
Let's not change the conversation. This is about Kante's fitness and Kante moving on.
Yes.
Let's not try and make Kante look like a bomb now. He's still a top player.
Listen to Daddy Eric. Listen to Daddy Eric. Show some respect. Hey, Victor, don't do your head like that and anything. No, don't. I saw you do your head like don't. No.
Yeah, he's got to be available.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you go last so that I can build up to the trash you're about to spew on that mic. So Oz, I finished so I can go to Mr. P.
Look, HH, I think it's times Kante is up for Chelsea. I think Chelsea, you sell him for a cool 30, 40 million. Use that to build on your team. Use that to get Declan Rice if you want. I mean, if you want to become an English England 2.0, it's up to you guys. But yeah, I think it's up for Kante. It has to be.
Mr. P, talk to me. Yeah, that right.
It's just that, yeah. I think there's something in my head right now that I remember while listening to all of you. And it's the situation that happened to Barca with Rakitic. And the guy was outstanding. And he was like at his peak. And he did great campaigns. And then the next year, he still played great, but it was very clear due to his age, due to everything in the locker room. Like you could see in the field that he was trying to go down. And the thing is, I remember that they got an offer from some team, I don't know what, like 86, like a crazy offer, 60 million or something like that. And look, look. You know exactly which was the problem for Barca, for example, right? Not letting go of their legends at the time. And right now, look at what happened with Piqué, with Busquets, with Jordi Alba. So again, I'm not saying that Kante is going to turn out to be someone that that drains money from the club, because I don't think so. But it's just that it's one spot for a player that is getting injured a lot. I think Chelsea should sell him, but that doesn't mean saying goodbye. Like you could have him for like, I don't know, when he ends his career, for example, you can do like a big thing. Like it's not like the relationship is over.
Paul is not the same. It's not the same. Paul is not.
No, obviously it's not the same. But listen, it's not about what is now. Think about the future now. You have a manager that can build a great future. You have Potter that is an specialist in that. You have to back him up, and you're not backing him up if you're keeping Kante, especially when you're going to have an offer from Barca that is probably going to offer you like 60 million or something like that. And that is very good money to hire young talent. So I know it's very painful. It's the same. Look, listen to me. I'm a Madrid fan. I speak fluent UCL. What happened to Casemiro, man? What happened with Casemiro?
Paul, don't do that. Paul, don't do that. Paul, do you know why you can't do that?
Why?
Casemiro goes, who comes? Chouameni.
Yeah, Chouameni,
we don't have a dude, because here's my thing. We don't have a dude even anywhere near of a Chouameni who is like, we know Kante is irreplaceable, but don't give me freaking Rice. The hell?
No, I get that, but I think actually Rice could develop very well under Potter and in a better club like Chelsea. And also, I think that it's true that it's not the ideal place, right? Because you don't have a Chouameni behind, you don't have but there are options in the market. I mean, to be honest, like if you don't sell him now, when are you going to do? You're going to have losses there, and it's going to be much more traumatic for the player to leave Chelsea not being able to help than actually leaving money to the club. I honestly think that it will be very painful, but I think doing it in a very respectful way from both parts, I think it would be the ideal thing. That's my opinion.
Faith, I don't want to hear from you.
Why? I'm gonna be.
No. Basically, no. Speak, because you're here, so I'm gonna give you the mic. But I just want you to know that I don't want to hear what you're about to say, and whatever you're about to say, I disagree with it. But continue.
Well, I'm having a really hard time with you and Eric being emotional with Kante based off of how Chelsea move with players.
Now I know that I should.
Like, we were just talking earlier with regards to how your managers have been treated. Many managers have been like, they leave quicker than star actors on Game of Thrones. Like, they're gone. So you guys have been accustomed to doing that. And now you have a player that hasn't been the most reliable because of fitness. And you guys are hesitant to move on. I'm not seeing the correlation.
Okay, what happened to appreciation? What happened to appreciation?
Okay.
It's a very simple word, appreciation. That's we know that you're going through a tough time. We appreciate you. We love you. We support you. We're behind you. Wait, what does it say? Like, what does the priest say? Through thick and thin, through sickness and health.
Okay, so you're gonna do that.
Wait, so I see a wedding ring on you. Did the priest tell you and your wife through thick and thin, through sickness and health?
Yes, of course.
Through thick and thin.
But it's not a marriage.
Ugh.
Because again, Chelsea, the way you've treated past players and managers, you guys are sluts. You go.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Can I just quickly respond to that? Because I'm accustomed to the way things have been done doesn't mean I have to like it. So
thank you.
You know, just because we suck managers, but I don't like it though.
So slutty over the years, but you didn't like being so slutty.
Yeah, but
you want to try and change that now. I get that. I get the rebrand. It's cool.
Yes, new ownership. Yeah.
New ownership. I get all that. New manager. I get all that. Now, we got to ask, what's best for Kante? What's best for him? I think it's probably best for him to go. I think it's best for you guys to say, thank you. This has been a great relationship. Time to go. I wish you all the best. Don't hold on to him because of emotions or sentiment. I think it's probably best. We've seen it in American football. One of the top models in the world and one of the greatest quarterbacks in the world, they parted ways. They said,
why is it better? Why do you think it's better for him to go instead of staying and resign at Chelsea?
The reason why I'm going to say it's better for him to go is I don't think he's going to match the greatness that's been at Chelsea while he's been there. I've heard the ratings or lack of ratings for Potter from HH. I've heard the not so confidence in what's being done at Chelsea at this present time. I think it's right for Kante to look for something better than to deal with the unknown. If you really love Kante the way you say, let him go. Because you've already said it's not good here at Chelsea right now. Don't hold him here for another 2 years. Say thank you. Give the man a hug. Give the man a tribute. And say farewell. Thank you for the years. Thank you for everything you've brought. Don't do him dirty. Don't do him dirty like you. I won't bring up your past. I won't bring up your past. But don't do.
We don't even know what Kante really wants at this moment. Who knows what he actually really wants? I'm not sure he wants to go to Barca. Is that the best for him? I don't think so.
Well, if they offer him the money, that's the issue. If they don't know what they want to do. Yes, sir.
You say, sentimental. He's one of your legends. Last time I checked, you were one of Lampard's biggest haters. I mean, he's a legend of the club. He's one, if not one of the most trophies won at your club. And you said, get rid of this guy already. I don't want him anymore. It's over. Don't tarnish your legacy.
He became a plague at Chelsea. Became a plague.
We're saying this right now. We do not want
Kante is becoming a plague at Chelsea? No. Lampard was a plague, and I was the cure. It's like, have you seen Cobra with Sylvester Stallone? I don't know whether you've seen that film. It's called Cobra. Lampard was the disease, and I was the cure.
We're trying to save Kante's legacy, because don't get it twisted. Kante's legacy at Chelsea is one of the greatest. This guy was instrumental to that prem. Instrumental to that UCL. You take him out of that UCL, you're not winning it. But we want to keep it like that.
Facts.
Like Lampard, how he tarnished his legacy because he decided that he was bigger than the club.
He didn't tarnish his legacy.
He didn't go through that.
How did you tarnish your legacy as a manager when you played for Chelsea? That doesn't make sense, man.
No. Okay, well, yeah, his player legacy, that's untouched, but the memories and the legacy of him at the club.
Eric, it's slightly. Come on.
No,
Eric, he created the complicated Chelsea show, so it is what it is.
Don't be two-faced. Don't be two-faced, guys, because we've heard it. Harvey Dent told us.
Harvey Dent.
You either die a hero.
I hate that saying.
Or you
no. Okay. Sorry.
Enough to be the
no. Can we please stop
with
that? First of all, let me not go on a tangent. So, Darkness was not that great a film, and it was not that great a freaking line. And yes, Batman 1989 is better than all those Bombers movies, and Batman Begins is better than The Dark Knight. So let's just put that one side. That saying is freaking overrated. What? Yes, it is. Yes. What? Let's not be diverted. Batman Begins is better than Dark Knight. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll be very brief. How can this is very brief. I know it's football, but so I'm watching a film, and I can't even hear what the main character says. How can you rate a film where you can't even hear what the main character says? I'm like, wait, mate, fix your freaking voice box, mate. Fix your voice box. Get a bum ass trash Batman the heck out of here. What the hell? That's saying it's overrated. You're the die hero. Oh, he said it in the film. Isn't it the same dude that was flipping a freaking coin and killed like 6 people? Oh, but he's the white knight. He's not a freaking white knight. You killed six people. He's a murderer. Put him in freaking jail. Oh, sometimes people deserve more. Man, shut up and arrest that freaking dude, man. Get the hell out of here. Okay. People deserve more. People deserve to have their face rewarded. Oh, shut up. He killed 6 people. He's a freaking murderer. Put him in a freaking jail. Get out of here, man. Oh, okay. So... Okay, last thing. So I'm literally walking through a roadie, and I'm going to see a guy dressed up as a bat with a commissioner and his kid talking to one another. Say, wait, hey, this is weird and odd. Oh, I don't even get me started with freaking Dark Knight Rises. How is a guy dressed in black in the day? Oh, hold on. No. How do you nuke yourself? Vader, he nuked himself. He nuked himself at the end of the race and he still survived. You nuked yourself. Man, don't get me started on, please. Don't get me heated on Batman.
No, see, this
don't get me started on Batman. Please don't get me started. I'll go crazy.
This will be discussed in your Discord.
Yes, it will be discussed. Wait, guys, Discord. Ross, please. I am so ready to discuss it in Discord. Please join me in Discord. I will. Let me not. Man, I have too much to say. Please, let me not. Okay, last thing. Do you know how much I waited for Dark Knight? Do you know? I bought a ticket for I Am Legend so I could watch the freaking intro of that movie. That's how much I was into that freaking film. And I watched Dark Knight. Batman ain't even in it. Batman is hardly even in the freaking film. Okay, you know what? Let's go. So Miguel Rabines. Let this sink in. Kepa, who just came back to start after 2 years, is in the Spain World Cup.
Yeah, true.
Did you hear?
True.
55. No, Oz, look at me. 55 players in the preliminary squad, and De Gea didn't even make it. Four keepers, and De Gea didn't even make it. That is
De
crazy.
Gea is the best shot stopper in the world right now, behind maybe Oblak, maybe Neuer.
But he's
But
not.
like,
He's
I don't
not.
understand this.
But I can tell you.
I would not believe that his distribution is so bad that you do not want him as a shot stopper.
No.
He's one
I
of the
can
best
tell
in
you
the
why.
game.
Yeah, he should be on the bench. He should be on the bench.
Well, let the man from Spain say so. So, Paul, why is your country disrespecting your boy De Gea?
He did an embarrassing display the last time he was in the national team. So
Oh
Enrique doesn't
my!
trust him. That it's very easy.
Are we
It's
saying
like
Kepa's never done that?
and listen, I'm not saying that De Gea is not a great keeper, but to be honest, like I understand Luis Enrique's stance. Like he also has other great keepers.
Better than everybody here.
Nah, he's past it.
No, but
De Gea's
but-
past it.
but
Don't do
he
that.
has-
Yeah, no,
look,
but come on. To not
listen.
be
You
the
have his
fourth
opportunity
keeper or the third keeper?
because
Nah,
he
you gotta
trusts
look
Who's
on
the
guy.
guy that
forward.
became
You
number
gotta
one
look
for
forward. Like Oz was saying,
for
you gotta
He
Spain
had
in
his
the
gotta look
opportunity,
forward.
man. He had his opportunity.
No, because so I think it's Kepa, the Bilbao keeper. What are the
Bilbao,
two dudes?
Like two.
I think Unai Simon's there.
No. So basically, Unai Simon,
Yeah,
Kepa. Who are those two freaking dudes better than De Gea
I'm
now?
not very known.
Man, okay.
Oh my god!
Half
No,
Hope's
but-
baby mama. All right, let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
Okay, but I think there's something important here. We forgot about Kante though.
Yes.
When did his contract expire?
So basically, it's
Next.
this coming summer.
Yeah.
Okay, but Barcelona want to sign a CDM for in this fucking next window.
Yeah.
Not the summer one. The
January.
Yeah,
real-
January.
The real
So I
question
don't know
is,
if
go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Here's the thing, though. They
Will they wait?
might as well wait until the summer
don't
because if Chelsea don't, because I think Kante wants 4 years, and Chelsea not going to give him 4 years. I don't think Chelsea will even give him 3 years, so he wants at least 4 years. So if he's not going to get what he gets, Barca just have to wait until the summer and can just give him the contract. So it's what it is, man.
Wait,
It's
the
fair.
question- The thing is,
I heard Barca have. Oh, fuck you, man. Yeah, piece of trash. Talents FC. The Zach appeared more than Kante in 2022. Hashtag rise in.
No
Talents
way that's
FC.
true.
Man, shut your dumb ass mouth, man. The truth sets the hope on fire. HH, I'm Sebastian. I divorced my hair and youth. Hashtag be nice. Hashtag get lost, you loser. Hashtag find your real parents. How about that? Hashtag find your real parents. You're adopted. You're adopted. Paul, is your mic working? Paul, is your mic working?
yeah, in theory.
Cool. So, Endrick. Here's the thing. Who's the name of that guy from America that was Ghanaian? What's it called that they compared to Pele way back? Way back. There was a really hyped up guy that turned out to be trash, and he was American.
Adu.
Freddie Adu.
Freddie.
You see, I'm always very weary about whenever a guy gets hyped up. Now, here's the thing. There is a caveat. If they are Brazilian, okay. But we did hear the same thing about Alexandre Pato. We did hear the same thing about Adriano. I never rated Adriano. I never rated Pato. And these guys were huge and hyped up. So, if you're Brazilian, okay, I'll be aware. But you could be a Pato. You could be an Adriano. I think it even hyped up freaking Elano at one point. But this Endrick kid, there's a lot being said about this guy. And they're talking that this could be the next really big thing. And Real Madrid, their Brazil track record is pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, Ronaldo, Rodrigo, Marcelo, Vini. So their track record is pretty good. So I am... Yeah, Robbie freaking C, man. So I'm looking at, okay, Endrick, okay, so let's see what's happening. So from what you've seen, Paul, do you feel that Endrick could really be the big deal? that this guy could really be truly the next big thing? Or is it like, well, let's just wait and see, because there's a lot of hype about this guy. So basically, he's a young scorer for Palmeiras at age 16. So at 16 years of age, Real already have him at their sites. So, Paul, is this guy really the next Neymar and so forth?
First of all, I mean, I hope he's not the next Neymar.
Oh.
Second of all, no, but to be honest, a lot of players have the potential to be the next big thing, obviously. But it's very, very hard to have this commitment, this work ethic to get there, and have the humility to admit your mistakes and work on them. It's very easy. You know, there is something that scares me about this guy, about this whole thing, HH. And it's the fact that a guy that is 16 years old is getting so hyped up. Not because of his skills, but imagine this guy, the ego he could have, man. Like, this is what scares me, man. And right now, having said this, I do trust Real Madrid scouts. If they believe that it is worth it to do a move for him, which I do think, because doing a move now it will be a much less money than it will be later. And
do you think it's maybe too early for him? Too early? 16 going on to 17, moving to Real Madrid?
Listen. This is, you have to think that right now Florentino Perez is thinking in another way. How did Vini and Rodrigo come? It's another kind of project. It's a project of signing very young players and working with them slowly. Right now, Vini is exploding. Rodrigo's having a great season. And so it's like this. It's now a much lower project, right? So even if, imagine Endrick is not the next big thing, but he probably will be a good player nonetheless. Still, Madrid can profit from that. Imagine if right now Madrid doesn't sign him and the market waits, which I don't think it will, but imagine. And he's the next big thing.
Chelsea maybe comment and so forth. Eric, you know your point.
No.
Okay.
Imagine now, he is now 150 million worth. And you feel stupid because you didn't sign him early. I think it would be a great move. And this guy, to be honest, obviously there's also a lot of hype, but you know why I'm very...
Okay, so he can't move until he's 18.
Yes. So the thing is...
But he can sign him now.
Exactly.
Okay.
He signs a contract, and when he's 18, that's when he moves to...
Okay.
That's the plan. But basically, just to finish and let them talk as well, it's just that I'm very calm about this. You know why? Because I know that doesn't matter the hype. Perez and Real Madrid staff doesn't care about it. They're real, and they've proven it to me. They're proving to me. So I am very calm about this because I don't have any reason to not trust Real Madrid's scout team. If they say we have to sign him, go for it. It's not like, I'm very chill about it, to be honest. And I think we are very, very well put to sign him because of all the relations, of all the previous work done, of relations. Vinicius, for example, is a great friend of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know how anybody comes, unless Todd B comes in with a crazy offer and so forth. I don't know how anybody can comment, because it's like, well, you see, because my thing is that again, it's the Brazil contingent, it's Real Madrid, it's the history of Real Madrid as well. And I think what's also helpful as well, which is what we've been saying with Ricardo as well, that language thing is very key. So, if you're going into Spain and so forth, Spanish, Portuguese is pretty much similar and so forth. So, that you would have any language barrier, and you're coming into an environment where, there's Rodrigo, there's Militao, there's Vinicius, there's all these guys. So,
a lot of time to develop, also to learn the language, culture.
Vate, so what are you saying, man? I mean, this whole thing of really eyeing out this young talent and so forth and everything, and just what Real Madrid just seems to be building. Like, it seems to be building like this young Brazilian contingent, man. Of, you have Rodrigo, you have Vini, and now with this guy, Endrick, man.
Yeah, I mean, Endrick, great potential, mad early. So many things can happen with his development and with his mentality and things of that nature. I'm not going to slight him. I think a kid developing under that type of pressure and attention, so it's only going to force him to be the best under that type of pressure. If it doesn't, unfortunately, he wasn't meant to be, because when you're that talented, you have to deal with it. We've seen other examples of players recognized early, and when they come through, deservingly so. With Real Madrid and what they're doing, what they're building in terms of their talent identification, I can't hate on it. We've known it for a while. I mean, there's many pockets in the world that have tremendous talent. It's just whether you can have an access and get to it, and they're showing that they've got that pipeline right now. I do find it interesting though that they could potentially get him this early, and to have him under that type of academy and development. Would he remain there though? Would he remain at Real for his career? I'm curious to see such a young talent and what they may do in their latter stages when you have other players that that may have the pockets to maybe entice some of that young talent away. It's going to be an interesting dilemma down the road. But if they keep things as is, they're going to be a problem. I'm not up with the hype though. I want to see more from him because it's early. It's early, but he's a great talent.
Eric, what's Todd be doing? So these guys are no, Eric, don't squeeze your face like that and so forth. So these guys are going after these young Brazilian stars and everything. Eric, where's my Brazilian star wearing a Chelsea jersey?
He wears the number 5 shirt. His name is Jorginho. Yeah, look, for me, I'm not. I don't like to hype players myself. I mean, you asked me a question. I answered your question. Look, I don't like to hype players, but it's a difficult one. Like, you see a player, he looks good. You don't know what the potential will be. It's just a very, the chances of him becoming one of these greats is so low. So you have to be very careful. I'm not quick to hype young players. I really
Even
have
if
to
they're
wait
Brazilian and Real Madrid are going after them. I know that Real Madrid's talent ID is consistent.
It is, and they have a few good Brazilians already. But I mean, if Madrid are going for him, you have to be worried because they know what they're doing. But hopefully he doesn't become one of these the next greats. I don't know enough about him. I've never watched him before play.
Eric,
he has some interesting.
Know is that he's 16. People are talking about him in the way that they're talking about Neymar as well, and Real Madrid obviously see that he's good enough for them to actually. So, Eric, it's simple math. Shout out to Miss Smallwood, Brazilian. People are comparing him to Neymar's talent at a young age, and Real Madrid think he's good enough to even already go in to sign him. So already you're like, okay.
But you could have said something about a few other Brazilians. And you already mentioned how you didn't rate certain Brazilians.
Did Real Madrid get?
The only thing is, to your point, Real Madrid recognizing this early, and that point for they're saying 16 to 16, like seeing Neymar at 16 and seeing this kid at 16, they're like, we're seeing something, and we know what Neymar went up to do. So, the potential's there, but
but I think Eric does make a good point. Guys can look really good at 16, 17, but going away again. You know how I like to stoke the fire on Twitter and so forth and everything. I was like, Messi is overall better than Mbappe and so forth, but Mbappe was far more impactful as a teenager than Messi.
Yeah,
which are just plain facts. Mm-hmm. Now I feel that Mbappe may have. I actually feel like even Mbappe, footballing wise, may have declined from his teenage years, and I think Mbappe, coming crazy, was a much better, effective player as a teenager than he's been ever since he's now come into his.
Mbappe's mistake was not following Messi's development journey and coming to Pep. That's his biggest problem.
So, Oz, what are you saying about Endrick, man?
I don't like this comparison where you're comparing like young talent to like big names like Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar. Because you're just adding pressure to them at the end of the day. I don't have much to say, but let me just say this. We have had many young Ronaldo, many young Messi. Like, that doesn't mean that they will become that player. You can say he's very talented, but leave it at that. You don't have to say, "Oh, he's going to be the next Neymar and be the next."
Oh no one they say that, but people just say, okay, like, and I think that's right. I hate it. Is the worst thing to do is to put like, hey, this is the new Neymar, this is the new Messi. You can't do that. Like, because people fail to just appreciate when you have a special talent. I doubt we'll see in our lifetime a player as talented as Messi, because Messi is a very unique attacking offensive talent. So I don't want to hear anything about a new Messi and so forth. You know the thing about Neymar? I don't think you know what I think the crazy thing is?
Neymar did not fulfill his potential.
Not only that, I don't think we've seen the very best. No. That guy we saw at Santos scoring the goal of the century and so forth. I was like, no, this guy was supposed to do spectacular things.
You don't even have to go that far.
Truly spectacular player.
You don't even have to go that far. Him at that treble season was one of the best players and on the trajectory to be one of the best players. He was supposed to take Messi's and Ronaldo's name mantle. Wait, it should have been 3-4 years ago.
It's so weird. No. Do you know what I've always said? And this is how I always separate it. I feel at PSG, you're seeing an overall more dynamic player. But at Barcelona, he was a much more effective player. So that's those seasons, because I did like a Neymar Vinicius shout, so my party members I will post somewhere and so forth. So his last two seasons, I think his last two seasons at Barcelona, double figures in goals and assists. He had double figures in goals and assists. So he was on that trajectory to really be money. You move to Uber Eats, you start playing croissants, Eiffel Towers, and pain chocolats and so forth. You get to prance around, relax and everything. It's not a very competitive league. It stunts your growth. You see, to be good, and that is the difficulty with Mbappe. To really improve as a player and so forth, every single week you've got to be saying what's up. You've got to be saying what's up every single week. You can't be saying what's up when you're facing croissant, Eiffel Towers, and pain chocolats. You can't. And, and look, I got it wrong because I was like, yes, Neymar needs to have a team, and Neymar can't have his team as long as Messi is there. Because the problem it's the lineage. Romario, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho. Well, actually, Rivaldo struck Figo. Rivaldo, Ronaldinho. Then Ronaldinho to Messi. Then it was supposed to be Messi to Neymar. But the issue was Messi is a freak of nature. And Messi just was like, oh, I don't decline. I'm still going to be consistent. So it was supposed to be Messi. You slowly decline. Neymar now takes over. It's now his team. So, but if Neymar remained at Barcelona, specifically remained in La Liga, playing those La Liga teams and so forth, we're seeing a Ballon d'Or winner. And we're seeing a very different Neymar right now.
Vader. Let me ask you this. Would you put him in the same bracket as Ronaldinho?
Never. But Ronaldinho is different. Ronaldinho
but we all thought he had the potential to be that. That's what we're all saying. The thing is, he had the potential to be one of the greatest players to ever grace the game.
He was,
because he was
supposed to be
so early. In I never understood the decision because now you have to
understand. Yeah.
No. Wait. No, I've always understood the decision of him leaving Barca for PSG. I understand the decision.
I understand you have to get out of Messi's shadow. 100%. No,
yes.
But
you can understand it, but you can disagree with it. You can understand it, but disagree with it.
Precisely.
I understood it, but I disagreed. He should have remained.
No. Okay, hold up. Let me not be fake. At the time, I understood and I agreed. What I didn't know. Let's be real. Back in 2017, I didn't know that PSG would be such a holiday camp. I didn't know because remember, we didn't really know that. Oh no, this club is really a mess.
The signs were there at the change. The signs were there.
2017, I didn't know. See, 2017, I thought, okay, he's going to go there. He's a big-time player. He's much better than freaking Ibrahimovic and so forth. He's going to now take them to the next level, elevate them, and they're going to be different. I didn't really connect the dots of like, okay, well, this is a youngish club. Oh, they've presented themselves as a brand. Well, it's freaking Uber Eats. Is it going to be good? So I didn't connect all those dots there. And Neymar even knows it was a mistake because he tried to go back to Barcelona. But it's difficult. It's hindsight. It's 2020. The problem is Messi. And here's it was a good problem because he is a Messi is the most consistent player of all time.
I'll say we did not see Ronaldo and Messi dominating like this. We did not think they were going to go dominate after 32. Because I did not think Ronaldo was going to be as good of a goal scorer he was. I didn't know Messi was going to be so instrumental to that Barca team. Like, what these guys were built different. These guys were different compared to other players. They didn't need other players to be successful. Oh man.
I think we're focusing more too much more on Messi and Ronaldo than Neymar himself. I think.
But the thing
Yeah,
is,
you know,
that's what he was
notwithstanding.
compared to.
Yeah, fair enough.
But Neymar has himself to blame.
I mean, yes, fair enough. Like, okay, Messi didn't decline. You didn't expect the consistency from the other guys, but at the same time, okay, so let's just assume if Messi and Ronaldo weren't as consistent as they are now, you know, or they have been, do you think Neymar would have taken that spot? Would he have
1000%.
stepped up?
1,000. No. If
At
he stayed
PSG.
at Barcelona, no.
Okay.
Oh, at PSG or at Barcelona? No.
Yeah, so let's say Neymar goes to PSG, and then after that, maybe after one season after Messi declines and he leaves Barca, what happens then?
Yeah, you see, I don't know. Because of Ubris and so forth. The whole thing is, if Neymar remained at Barcelona and Messi and Cristiano go through the natural decline of players, of course Neymar is the best player in the world. 100%. And here's the thing, I'll go even deeper right now. Let's say Messi still stays as who he is, and Neymar says at Barcelona, I think Neymar wins the Ballon d'Or still. Because I think there will be a season in which, as good as Messi is, Neymar is just
You know what,
fantastic and amazing.
2019. If Neymar was in that team in 2019, I think they would have won the Champions League.
They win the treble. Yeah,
And we
they win the
also have to
think-
take into account the football now is kind of different from when it was back then, because now we preach about effectiveness. Crazy. Before we were talking about how good you are on the ball, how good you were, like how you looked on the eye test. But now that we have teams like Man City, like Liverpool, who are effective, it just makes it that much worse. And on top of that, we did not see Mbappe and Haaland coming out like this. Nobody saw that coming. We didn't think they were going to see another pair of generations for another 10, 6, 15 years. And then they come out of nowhere.
Sorry, before I come to Paul, the guy in the street saying that Neymar isn't as good as Ibra, induct yourself and your entire family. Paul, you wanted to say something before I take some of the Dubinsky's.
Yeah, it's just that it's great to talk, even if I just don't buy that whole thing of if Neymar would have stayed, if whatever, because he just didn't have the attitude to. He just didn't have the work ethic. He didn't, and he himself says it. Look, he prefers to be in the birthday of his sister than training, than doing than having the work ethic. And I'm not even joking. I mean, it's true. I'm not hating here. He admits it. So you can't I agree absolutely. He had the potential to be crazy thing. And I honestly thought at the time that he really was going to be that Messi was going to pass him the torch in some way. But to be honest, it's just that Neymar has already proved that he has all the footy talent, but he just wasn't committed. He prefers he doesn't like that the professional footballer plays the lifestyle, and it's fine. It doesn't make him a worse person. It's just that it isn't for him, and he has proved
Neymar.
it. Under those conditions, sorry, Victor, I'll let you go now.
You're good. Go ahead.
Under those conditions, Neymar, nor any player ever was going to have as good a career as Messi or Ronaldo or these guys. Again, Ronaldo Nazario happened the same. Why? Because he had great years. He was, for me, Nazario, oh my God, dude. That guy, for me, he really was he should have been the guy in football, to be honest. And again, what happened? The same thing. He didn't take care of himself. So injuries, he was much more injury prone. He went to a lot of parties. He didn't have this work ethic. Ronaldinho, the same thing. So it's just that it's about you can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have the work ethic, if you don't have the responsibility, if you don't have the drive, it will never happen. That's it. My opinion as well.
Vator, I'm going to take some Dubinsky's. Vator, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, I'll admit I got a little triggered when you guys said that Neymar didn't reach his potential, because I think he did. I think he reached what his abilities allowed him to do. I think he reached what he's capable of doing. Did he sustain it long enough? No. But to your point, when you said, did you see him at Barca and what he was doing? When you, HH pointing out double-digit goals and assists, that's reaching it. What is he supposed to take it to the next level? Are we to assume that he's
no. The other level is those numbers plus
consistently.
You have a spectacular. He never had a season where this guy is out. That season, as good as he was, it was like, well, you're good, but also Messi's there. He was supposed to have a season where, this guy is out and out, undoubtedly, undisputedly the best player in the world for this given year.
Vader, did you? At the time, did you think Neymar would win a Ballon d'Or by now?
I didn't at PSG. Honestly, I did not.
Barcelona. No, but when he was at Barca, did you think
at Barca, watching him play, you could see
that's what we're saying.
Messi having a slight injury. Yeah, but that's really not because I thought him taking it to a level that would exceed Messi. I didn't think it would be that case.
One season bare minimum.
Okay, that's fair, but I think he didn't need to take his game to another level. I think it was just a matter of being consistent, which is the problem here. Unfortunately, I think you saw my son walk behind me, but I've got a son and a daughter. I tell them more about CR7's mentality than anything else. Yeah. If Neymar had the work ethic of a player that didn't have the talent that he had, and had to if he had that work ethic, he'd be phenomenal. He would have showed the consistency to be like the man, the Ballon d'Or threat that we were all talking about. But the reason why Messi and Ronaldo are freaks, aliens, is because one, we could argue, had the best talent in the world and the work ethic. The other, maybe not quite the talent level, but worked his butt off and did it for so long. That's what you want to see in players. And Neymar never showed that. And Paul made a good point. Too much partying, not quite having that mentality. I think regardless of wherever he would have ended up, it would have been the same thing, unfortunately.
Let me take this Dubinsky's, man. Wisky Jackson, man. Look at this dinosaur. Of course, LL will say 80s, it's the OG Batman. Don't call it the 80s Batman. And so don't disrespect your elders and so forth. We'll say 80s Batman is better. Dude was watching Bruce Wayne battle velociraptors and chase mammoths with sticks and stones. Here's the thing right now. First of all, Eric, I don't know why you're smiling, man. Eric, I don't know why you're smiling, because Eric, I didn't have fun and so forth. Actually, no, first of all, if you're born in the 80s, it's actually known that you're actually a legend. So 80s was actually the best decade. Second of all,
no, it wasn't.
Eric, we can't even see you, so I don't even know who's speaking right now. So, and also, 80s had Black Mike. Finished. So, my thing is, the best Batman film is the 1989 Batman. It's not up for dispute. There's no discussion. There's no debate. Batman 89 is the best Batman. Begins was cool. Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises is like drinking acid.
Brick drop.
Interesting.
No, mic drop. You mean a mic drop for me. And let's get dancing then. Also, so sorry, okay, he put it in. So yes, already saw it again. So yeah, no, guys, I don't care what anyone says. The best Batman is 1989. Okay, 1989 is wait. How can you say the Nolan Batman is better? He can't even fight. The fight scenes are trash. Name me one good fight scene in those Nolan Batman films. One good fight scene.
The scene when he was in prison, and he.
Oh, against Bane?
Yeah.
In Rises?
Wait.
That was trash. Bro's like, 1, 2, 1, 2. There is no... As trash as that Bombers BVS with Zack Snyder, that's a fight scene. Look, man, don't get me started with the whole, nah, man, I'm sorry, man. Nah. As a true man, if I see Nolan, man, give me back my money, especially for Rises. Give me back my damn money, thief.
Dude, you could only have the Joker scenes, and it would be already the GOAT Batman movie.
But you see, let me not get diverted and so forth. Paul, that's the whole point. It's a Joker film. It's called The Dark Knight, and Joker ran him out of his own movie. How do you watch a movie and literally people are rooting for the Joker because the Batman is such a bomb? That's how bad it was. Joker was so good. They viewed him as a hero because don't get me. Don't get said I'm bomb.
No, listen. People root for Joker because he is one of the greatest characters in villain history.
He's no. If you're a villain, you're supposed to be an effective villain. You're supposed to root for the hero.
He wins. No, but listen, he wins. In the film, he wins because it doesn't matter what happens. They have to lie to people to keep. Well, anyway, we're not going to get into it.
No. On the Discord, I'll explain everything on the Discord. Okay. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started, man. HH, did you like the Batman which was released this year? I think it was amazing. Again, guys, I don't want to get defensive. So for that, join on the Discord. I'll explain everything, but very briefly, the Batman had some really good elements, but some elements I didn't know. The idea of it was great. A detective story that's serious and real, and I liked the aura of it and what they were trying to do. That suit was trash. A garbage suit, and Paul Dano was crap as the Riddler. Paul Dano as Riddler, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Bro, learn a little thing called subtlety. A little thing called subtlety. I told you, I used to be an actor back in the day. I'm now semi-retired as an actor. Subtlety, less is more. Shout out to Anthony Hopkins, man. QC8, is Boehly turning Chelsea into the blue light district? Eric, do you want to deal with this clown or something? All right. QC again. Endrick, best. Is this real? Best Brazilian talent since Neymar. So is he a better talent than Vini?
I mean,
I think maybe at the age.
Yeah, if you take the hype as if it was real, yes. But I don't take it. But
okay. Wing, big up the breadwinners, Modric and Kante. # lead singers. Lead singers? The heck? Sha wing man. Quab, OBJ, Barca can beat Madrid to sign him, but we are bums now. Yeah,
Madrid has been doing preliminary work, and I know this for a fact. Like there has been information, like at least for 2 years.
Yeah,
at least for 2 years, Real Madrid has been doing work there. So
nah, it's not gonna happen. So look, man, guys, we are building up to the World Cup, man. Let me just bring up a little timer here, and so let's just bring up a little timer here because I'm getting slightly excited, man. I won't lie to you, I'm getting slightly excited. So, guys, we are 22 days away. So, shout out to this the official site. So, if you want to know, go to the official site, halfoffootballhot.com. We are 22 days away from the start of the World Cup. So, guys, how are you feeling, man? Are you? Because I told you guys, it is so weird because it's like, oh god, it's really in November. Because if you look at it should have been in summer, so it's really. But I think as we're getting closer, especially we're now in the thingy month, I'm getting excited about it. So, look, Vito, man, are you excited for this World Cup? I mean, what are your emotions, man? Come this WC, because I don't know. I have just a very weird, strange feeling about this, and I just feel like if something's going to go down, but I don't know what. I told you because basically the tagline for the last World Cup was #no excuses. The tagline for this one is called #high stakes. #high stakes. So what do you think about this World Cup, man?
Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. You know, I think the unexpected part is what has me so intrigued because this is falling in the middle of a season.
And I don't know if it's really beautiful way you just said, because it's such a weird. First time it's in November. First time it's held in the Middle East. We might see a first-time winner. Everything is pointing to. I just think that we're going to just see a team win that no one saw coming. Everyone is like, okay, could it be Argentina? Could it be Brazil? Could it be France? Or could it be England and so forth? I think that there's just a team that no one sees coming winning. So
yeah, I think I haven't studied it enough, but I know that the early, like this thing kicking off, there's going to be some crazy upsets. There's going to be some results where everyone's going to be like, like what's going on here? I think it's going to be fantastic. And again, because it's in Qatar, they're going to make sure they put on a fantastic show. Like they have
like
to, right?
Again, look, people are going to talk about the human rights things and so forth. I don't know all about the stuff in them, but because I've just been seeing some stuff about it. I've seen some of the stadiums, guys. In terms of production value, you are going to be, because I remember USA 94, and I remember how crazy that's why, bro. 2026, America's going to go crazy. I remember USA in 94 and how crazy that was. Because I remember watching the opening ceremony and so I was like, man, this is like bloody, like blitz.
Yeah.
Bro, when you see what Qatar are going to put forth, specifically for the opening ceremony and so forth, it's going to shock you. Because, and that's the whole thing about the World Cup is that this is the biggest sporting event in the world. Like, it has surpassed, it used to be the Olympics. Olympics used to be the big thing. Now, people are fighting so hard to host it because this is a massive thing for your country. Mm-hmm. It is the biggest.
It's the biggest one.
Tourism advert that a country could ever have, because the eyes of the world are on you. Guys that even don't watch football and everything, it's the World Cup, because it's not about liking football. It's, this is my country, and we're now going to go and watch a country, so the eyes are on you. So for Qatar, you're going to just see freaking crazy. Sorry,
yeah. And it's a lot more easier to manage as well, right? Because it's just football. It's not like the Olympics where you have other disciplines and all kinds of different officials and venues. Like this could be done in a really amazing way. And there's a lot of like new teams within the mix. I'll admit, out here in Toronto, Canada, back in this thing. So there's going to be that type of energy, and I know people are upset because their domestic leagues are interrupted and all that kind of stuff. And I get it. It's going to make for a difficult year. But World Cup years are special. Even if this is falling in the middle of it, it's special. So I'm amped. And I'm not going to go too crazy yet because there's time. I know you're going to build this slowly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Because what I've been doing, because basically I'm posting like, so each day I do like a different country. And just a little bit of a history on the country and just little things. So we're just slowly building up, because I think.
And you remember what we talked about.
Yes. Yep. My lips are sealed. Okay. My lips are sealed. Okay, I will not say anything to jinx you too, because okay, let me not say anything. Let me not say anything and so forth, man. So no, but actually, so before I come to us, but what's the mood like in Canada, or you don't really know what it's like come the World Cup, or do you feel a mood of like guys like, oh geez, okay, World Cup, man?
Yeah, no, the energy is crazy, because I don't know if you know this, but the women's program has been very successful.
Oh, yeah.
Like Canada women's soccer has been legit, like 1-2 constantly. So
North America in general, right?
I mean, North America in general. Yeah, it's usually the Canada, U.S. women, Canada women going back and forth, and the Brazilians, obviously the Brazilian women. But this is like the men are trying to like reestablish themselves. So there's a lot of energy there. There's like documentaries being done, like mini series behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff. So the energy is high, and the fact that we do have some players, and obviously Davies is getting a lot of attention, but we do have players in Liga, in Bundesliga, in the and obviously, am I forgetting it? And MLS, right? And we have players that are looking to be in good form. The excitement is huge. I'm going to be there with you when you have future shows to kind of talk about where I see Canada and what they could do. But this is nuts, man. I was surprised how much I missed it. And 4 years is the right amount of time, because
it's great. Because and that's the way I wanted to go, because is that you appreciate things when they happen less often. Because if it's happened every year and so forth, it's like, it's appreciated, but it's not the same. The reason why it's so special is because it's every 4 years. Because you have to wait so long. When it happens, it feels that much more special, because you're like, wow, it's been 4 years since we've been here. And it's for such a short period of time. So when it's over, it's now another 4 years, which is why I just like, it's so good when it happens. So talk to me, man. So what's the mood like in America, man, and so forth, man?
So I've watched 3 World Cups, the 2010, 14, and 18. 2010, I think, was one of my favorite ones. It's because of South Africa. The vibe there was crazy.
Yeah, and it was no, bro. I think I'm the only guy who actually likes the vuvuzelas. Because it just created like a specific mood. I actually liked it. I like the vuvuzelas, man. But yeah,
I think it's enjoyed. Well, I don't know if you attended the game, but I think it's enjoyed more when we're watching than maybe hearing it.
True, actually, true. Yeah.
Constantly, but the energy was huge.
I think 2014, I think it was a shocking one with Brazil and all that.
Mhm.
Russia, it was probably the most unexpected one, if I'm being honest, because a lot of teams that should have gone, they went. So Croatia in the final, crazy. So I'm just waiting to see what element this World Cup is going to give me, because you'll have players. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, it's going to be in between a league, and I understand that some players might be like, let's not go crazy, but it's the World Cup. The World Cup is to represent your country.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe any of those players not going to put 100% in that. The only problem is if they do get injured, that could really damage some league football, because we want to see them playing every time.
Yeah.
So look, the World Cup is going to be fun. I think between winter is kind of going to be weird. I personally wanted to be in the summer because
no.
that's where we have the Nations League was not it. I don't know why they made that competition in the first place.
Money.
But no, this is going to be a great. I hope this becomes a great World Cup. I think we will see an unexpected element come in. I'm just wondering what it's going to be.
Paul, what are you saying, man? Sorry.
Can I ask you a question? Oz, can I ask you a question? You're a United player, okay? Picture this. You're a United player.
Right.
Are you preferring getting hurt playing for your country or playing for United for the glory?
So the problem with your analogy is United are doing horrible. It's not like we're doing incredible, like we're winning the league this season.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't see why you shouldn't go all out. See, the thing is, I don't think many players from our team is going either way. Maguire, I don't really care about. Let him get injured for all I care. That's horrible. Not thinking about it. That's horrible. But Anthony, I don't think he'll get game time like that. Sancho and Rashford are definitely not going.
Okay, but you specifically, if you're playing, you got your club badge, you got your country 100%. Badge. You're going 100% for your country, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I that's why I wanted to kind of ask you that, because I think the players, once they put on that country jersey, there's no playing.
It's different.
Yeah, it's this is why I said to guys, like, of course you can't. Pele said it before I got to Paul. Pele said it beautifully. Club football, you're casing the badge of one team one season, you're casing the badge of another team another season. There's no loyalty. It's literally the world of mercenaries. You play one game at senior level in a major competition for that country, that's it. And that is your team for life. You don't change and so forth. And there's just, because remember, yes, you get payments or anything, but really, your club, that's your job. For your country, this is my family, my upbringing, my culture, my history, my town, and so forth. And it's the whole Messi thing. Ask Messi. Messi would gladly trade all his Ballon d'Ors and Champions Leagues for one World Cup for Argentina. Because he knows that one World Cup means way more than all those. So all you guys attacking me on Twitter saying, oh, blah, blah, World Cup and everything. Your goats, Messi would gladly trade all the Ballon d'Ors and Champions for one World Cup for Argentina, because he knows that is more. That's worth more than anything he could win anywhere else.
You say is crazy though. Saying that he's not world class, that's different. Like, he's not one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Like, that's crazy.
He needs to give me that World Cup. Paul, talk to me, bro. Paul, talk to me.
Do you want me to talk to you about how Spain is? Or?
Yeah. So basically, no. What's your feeling about this World Cup? What do you feel is going to happen at this World Cup and so forth, and also the mood in Spain?
Yeah. First things first. I hate that I'm going to love this World Cup. That's my sentiment, because like there are so many. Like I did some research and about all the obviously all the bad stuff that happened, like literal deaths and a lot of bad conditions. But it's just that this World Cup looks like it's going to be one of the best ever, to be honest. Like, in not only production, but like talent. How many years since we didn't have this kind of absolute favorite winner? Because right now, yes, we have Brazil. For me, is the favorite. We have maybe Argentina, France. But to be honest, it's like
it's anybody's cup. People are saying Brazil. I said no. That's why it's such a big, because anybody can get it. Anybody can don't say this. Oh, they can't win. Anybody can get it because I'm looking at it right now. So wait a minute. There is not a team to be feared. There's not a team. Oh my gosh, we have to avoid that team. If you're on your day and you play well, anybody can get it. Which is why this is an open cup.
I think the only reason is that because 2018 was so crazy and the Euros was so crazy, and because of that, we're seeing there's too many elements now. Because everybody are at their peak right now. If you look at all the top nations, they're at their peak. You have all the best players you could have coming into their stride right now.
And also, and the very key thing, before I have to go back to Paul. I think it was a few players used to complain and say that after a season, they do go into the World Cup feeling tired and exhausted. So this is man, I can't really play my best because I've played like 40, 50, 60 games, AFUs and everything. This is the first World Cup, and which is why it's going to be very key to see how guys perform. Because this is the first World Cup, because you hit your stride December, about halfway through is when you're really hitting your performance stride. So this is the first World Cup where guys are coming in mid-season, so you're not actually tired at all. So you're not really at your top optimum level. What will this now mean in terms of performance levels of major stars who are not as tired as playing 50 or 60 games? That's a very key thing, right, Paul?
Yeah. A little parenthesis. I think it's embarrassing that the Euro Cup winner doesn't qualify instantly for World Cup. Having said this, no, I mean it just doesn't make it. It's like Europa League not going to not having a spot. It's even worse.
Are you telling me Italy deserved to be in the World Cup?
Did you see the game against Macedonia?
They lost.
They lost, but like it was that game of like if you told me that inside the ball there was like a magnet that made the I would believe it.
No, Paul. Hold on.
I disagree with you, Paul.
You have to. I don't like that.
Look, it doesn't matter. It's not about the game. It's about that. If you win don't you think that by winning the Euro Cup, they have more there are reasons to be in the next World Cup at least? I think they do.
Okay. I mean, I see from that's actually really good convo. I see both sides of what Paul is saying. It's like the Confederations Cup. So if we're having a World Cup, the host has to be there. I wouldn't mind the defending champions being there. And let the winners of each confederation, you're automatically in there. So each confederation winner, the host nation, the defending champions, so as we can see whether you can defend the whole thing, you automatically go in. So I do see that point. But my other point is earn your rights to be in the World Cup. Because if you're that good, if you can win the Euros, then you can qualify for the World Cup, surely. No, because Paul, if you won the Euro Champions and so forth, and you can't come top in a group with Switzerland, I mean, come on, man, Paul. What are we saying?
Did they deserve? No. Listen, then did they deserve to win the Euro Cup? If they lost to Macedonia?
If you win Euros, you win Euros. If you then have to qualify whether you're worthy enough the year of the World Cup, you have to establish yourself the year of.
I understand that, Victor, but I would like to see the Euro Cup winners have a chance at defending that supposed, because that way we have like a theoretical favorite, right? Because it's like who has been until now the best the best team, and probably the best team would be a European one for now, because we'll see with Brazil and Argentina.
We'll see. No.
But this is from me. Look, see, bro. Yeah, it's something like it's bad that Italy are not here, and I'm shocked that Italy didn't qualify, because you always have to have a World Cup with Italy. But my thing though is the fact that you couldn't qualify in a group that had of course, respect to Switzerland, but let's be real. Switzerland can't even begin to compare to the pedigree of Italy. Like the best Swiss player isn't even close to the most mid-Italy player. So the fact that you, Italy, 4-time World Cup winner, 3-time Euro winner, you were not able to qualify, I'm sorry, that's only because you should have enough quality to be able to qualify in a group that had Switzerland. I'm sorry. So it's
two things. I want to say two things. Italy knew what they had to do. It's not like out of nowhere decided, they changed the rules so that way They couldn't qualify. They knew that they had to be one of the best in their group. It's not like it came out of nowhere. They knew
and also us as well. It came down to it's one thing. Okay, we have to try and score. It came down to a penalty. Jorginho scores that penalty in the last minute against Switzerland. They're through, but he missed the penalty. You literally had a penalty to make it to the World Cup, and you missed it.
And then on top of that, we saw what Italy did against someone that was in Europe. They got killed by Argentina. Argentina had the funnest time.
Now Argentina and Brazil have great levels.
So you can't tell me, oh, I have a divine right now to go to the World Cup because I won the Euro. You are great. You won the Euro. Congratulations.
I like the drama. I like the drama of them not being in it. I like that you have to fight for it, and it's not kind of like
understand
a given.
I can understand that. I can understand that. I just think that it should be. I don't know. I think there should be more for the winner than just okay. You won Euro Cup. It's done. I think. But I understand your point also of the drama of saying, bro, how can you have lost? How have you lost so early? How can you just? Yeah, I can get that. Anyways, it was supposed to be a little parenthesis, and it became the talking point.
Yeah.
It gave us a great story. That's all I say. A great story.
Well, and about Spain, even though I'm not like physically in Spain, I know what's the sentiment, and the sentiment is I would love to tell you that the country is excited and it's not. It's probably one of the most divided countries talking about football, historically as well, but in football right now in the world, because people right now are rooting more for the club in Spain, especially Real Madrid fans. Why? Because most of them think that some players should have been in the list. I agree with one of them. Like I think Nacho should be on the list, but whatever. And there is this. You know what happens? Barca and Madrid. Barca because now a lot of players are there, and also historically. But I know that if this was the other way, it would happen the same. For me, at least in Spain, it's like Barca and Madrid have transcended the national team. It's crazy. It's like people here love much more the club than the country, and because historically and politically the country has been always very divided. And listen, I don't want to get into politics. It's just that I'm going to tell you a very sad thing that is true in Spain. We are very self-destructive, and that is reflected in all things, and the sports, for example. And that World Cup win, right? It was like the only time that I remember that Spain was this one united. It was beautiful, man. And I'm not patriotic, but it was beautiful, man. And I feel a lot of envy for all of you. But yeah, it's a true, man. Like, people are very divided. Actually, a lot of people want Spain to lose and are like with Brazil or with Argentina. It's just they are guided by their favorite players on their clubs. That's how it is.
But wow, no, I'm not. And it was a similar thing with England as well, because I was watching, like Rio was giving an interview, and this was like when England were at their peak, 06. And Rio, Serie, Owen, and everything. And they said that so whenever they went into lunch and everything, all the United players would sit on one table, all the Chelsea players would sit on one table, all the Arsenal players would sit on one table. So they brought their club rivalries into the team and so forth. And I think if you remember with Spain as well, like Del Bosque actually said that he had to really work hard to ensure that the whole Madrid-Barca thing didn't really rupture and mess up the whole thing within the whole Spain thing, because that was when Barcelona, it was truly deep between Pep, Mourinho, and so forth. So I think, because that's the whole point of when you're in a country and so forth, is like, no, forget that whole club stuff and everything. It's now one nation, one team. I think for a manager, it's very key and important to be like, no, leave that club stuff now. We are representing an entire nation, and there are guys who are going to stay a place to watch us, and the guys who are going to spend crazy amounts of money traveling crazy miles to watch us play. You can't let all that crap divide you, man. But yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be fun, because I just feel that there isn't like, I just don't. This whole thing of Brazil, no. They are the most talented team. They have the most talented attack. I just don't buy that. Yeah, Brazil will just come, outplay everyone, and just win. No, like I think, of course, they're one of the teams to watch. Something just tells me, because for me, I say France are definitely not winning it. For sure, they're definitely not winning.
The favorite team never wins. Absolutely never. It's incredible. Never.
Yeah, like the last time I can't remember the last time that there was a favorite. Because remember, 2018. Brazil were viewed as the favorites in 2018. France were not viewed at all as the favorites. 2014, the favorites were, 2014 people were looking at Spain, but then it's the whole cost thing and so forth. So every time you have a big favorite, it's very rarely that they go through. And what normally you see is a team starts off slow, they grow into the tournament, and then they don't blossom and then go all the way through, man. But look, as I said again, this is going to be depressing for me, man, because it's still not sunk in. And it will only sink in when it's like, oh, wow, Nigeria really are not in this. And I think when I see Ghana play, I'll be like, oh, my. Because as I said again, it's like the really cool party where everyone is in there. The music's amazing. They're playing MJ. They're playing... And you're not invited. I say, yo, bro. I say, well, you're not invited. No, it's because the World Cup is the coolest party in the world and you're not invited to it, man. But like... And this is what I say to guys and everything, and I'll take your dubs, man, is that if Messi is the best player, he is the best player, and he leads Argentina, because here's the thing right now, because you need to check all the boxes. You can't have Argentina win the World Cup, but Messi isn't the main guy, the main reason, unless like another star like Lautaro Martinez or Di Maria doing it. So then they'd be like, okay, cool, let's take, because Maradona in '86, we saw what he did in the quarters, what he did in the semis, and he gave the key pass for them to win. R9, he was top scorer, scored the only goal in the semis, scored the only goal in the final. So for Messi, you have to be the reason, and not the only reason, but one of the big main reasons that they win the World Cup. So if that happens, then I hold my hands up. It's over. The debate is over. There's nothing to discuss. So let's just be real here. Like, it's kind of a case of, if Argentina win the World Cup, then Messi is the GOAT. No, see, that's bum-ass Twitter arguments. That's the real argument is no. You have to do what Maradona did. You have to do what R9 did. You have to do what Pele did.
Well
you have you have to come on, bro. Come on.
He needs to be a factor 100%. But if the other team choose to like commit 3 players on him and make life difficult, you're not gonna. Oh my God! All right.
I think there are different conversations. For example, you a lot of times talk about the sauce, the thing, right? And I think that if we think about that, Messi is you can't compare him to anyone. He is the player with most magic than I've ever seen. At least me, or I don't know if Pele had whatever.
No. For me, I say no. Talent-wise, Messi is one of the most talented football players of all time. Right. Like, anybody that understands football, like, I always say, like, for me, there was never a Messi-Ronaldo debate because I don't look at the numbers and goal stats. Like, Messi, footballing-wise, is one of the most talented players of all time. Like, so he's in that competition. This is one of the most talented football players of all time. But now we're not talking about greatness. And greatness is about achievement. It's about dot.
I get you.
Yeah, and it's really the world. It's
greatness is the word. Greatness is the word. We have to be precise. It's not about talking the best in the world in the history. It's greatness, the greatness.
For me, based on best, Messi is one of the best players to have ever played the game. That is a fact.
I think, you know why? Because if you say greatness, you think about the myth, you think about the magic, you think you think about the idea, that you think about the mythical story.
It's the moment. Greatness is the moments.
I agree with you. But it's how you are remembered. The greatness is how you are remembered. Because actually, I think that if you look at Maradona objectively, like his career is based on that greatness. He has so many magical moments, so many moments that everyone remembers.
Yeah, people still replay that goal that he scored against England when he went from the halfway through the pitch. That's your greatness. So for me, my thing is that this is why this World Cup is so important and that's why I try to explain to these kids. I don't make the rules. It is just what it is. Of course, I respect the champions and the Ballon d'Ors, but young people and so forth, when this World Cup starts, you'll be like, oh, now I see what HH was talking about. Because you feel like, oh yeah, this seems really important. Like when the World Cup starts, you just feel like, no, this feels like really big. This feels really epic. Because you'll feel the importance and the weight of this tournament that is unlike any other thing. And when something weighs so heavily and that's the key thing, pressure. When there's so much pressure, because Argentina, these guys, go watch this at the time, guys, and so forth. They will die for this cup. Okay, they will die for this discipline cup.
Absolutely.
Like Maradona was freaking diving everywhere. So come the World Cup, the World Cup, it's a different flow. It's a different kind of a flow because this is where you put your body life on that pitch because it's every 4 years and it means so much. It means so much. Let me take some Dubinsky's. Shout out to your boy Adams, man. The disrespect of Neymar is crazy, bro. Dino is my GOAT, but Neymar is not that far from him. They can sit on the same table.
Oh, definitely, because they both had the same career, almost.
Dino was different.
No, Dino was above. Dino was above. I love Dino.
For me,
he had much better. He had much better attitude. Like I loved him.
No. But here's the thing. No, they can sit on the same table, but you know how have a table. You know how you have the chairs set. Neymar, you have to bring like another chair. Basically, no. But hold on. No, Neymar has to sit in the corner. So your chair isn't fully there. So now you just grab like an extra chair and just put one in there. So
I agree,
you can sit in the corner and everything. And basically,
he's on the corner of the table.
Okay, so do you want this? You want the caviar? You want a bit of the chicken? Actually, I don't like this fish. You want a bit of this fish? So basically, he just gives it. So he can sit on. Right? Bring a chair from another table.
No. You have the table for the adults, and then you have the kids' table. It's a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, he has like the small table. So Neymar, you want fish? Chicken? Wait, you want this? That's how it is. You can't sit next to D. Nah. It can't happen. Chelsea boy, Vas loves. Okay. If you want to see Batman, watch the Long Halloween movie. Great comic, by the way. Long Halloween, great comic. Or read the graphic novel. Yes, it's the best. It's better than any live action version. Yes, Long Halloween, amazing graphic novel. Jersey boy, looking forward to talk to you about France in the World Cup soon. We talked about it in the DMs. Just let me know. I'm happy whenever. Yeah. And Paul, I'm going to need you for Spain as well, man. So yeah, I think, again, we're building up, but nearer the time, I want to hopefully get at least one person from each country to come on and say, because I think that would be great. If I could just get one person from each country to come on a live show and everything, that'd be great, man. Because yeah, I wanna. And also, here's the thing as well. Last thing, and then I want to round up. Do you know why the beauty of the World Cup and everything is? You see, for me, similar to what Paul said, I'm not actually patriotic. You see, when people ask me, okay, where are you from? I'm from F. I think it's because I went to an international school when I was like 10, 11 in Geneva. And when I went there, I was like, oh, we live on planet Earth. So this thing about, I'm here because I am not tribalistic. We live on planet Earth. And I think...
Whoa. I have to stop you. Stop you. So in your house, watching the World Cup, you made it clear that your country isn't in it. You made it clear. You said it several times. So you are patriotic. If Nigeria was in the World Cup, you would be going crazy.
No. Come on, wait. So come on, man. It's about, hey, man, it's my content sport. Patriotic is like tribalistic, where basically we're not talking about like war, like you're like crazy, like blah blah. No, I'm not step on the top where I'm like Nigeria tattooed on my.
I get that.
When World Cup is over, I don't think about Spain, and I don't like.
I'm not like
no. Yeah, okay. You're not a crazed country representing your football club football country team. I get that, but you're obviously not doing anything during the game if Nigeria was in the World Cup. Those 90 minutes, you're sitting down watching the game.
Vato, don't look. Vato, they're not in the World Cup, so don't make me sad.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. You are going to now put your energy towards Ghana, correct?
Africa.
There's no team called Africa.
Okay,
are you rooting for Ghana?
Okay, fine. Ghana, then the next place. Shout out to all my Ghanaian friends, man. Yeah, Ghana.
All right. That's like not getting into the party, but your boy got into the party, and you're hoping for your boy to get a nice bubble.
Wait, so that's a horrible analogy. I didn't get into the party, but my boy got into the party and so forth. And
you're hoping for your boy to get a nice wine up.
No. I hope for him to fail and come back empty-handed. Hell yes, the heck. Oh no. I hope for him to freaking fail. Guys, it's been swell, man. Shout out to your boy, Wizard of Oz, Mr. P from Aspania, and your boy V, man. Guys, I shall see you tomorrow for the hangouts and maybe for a post-match show on Saturday. Peace out. Stay true, stay real. And as I always say, let's hope I'm not viewers that if it wasn't for that sister merchant, Hazard would be a World Cup winner. One love, guys. Peace out.